ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Mamas and Mama Y'all Knowles with your ZNS Total Sports. Well, it's game time, and we are live here at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium, to the site of tonight's big soccer showdown, the CONCACAF League of Nations between the Bahamas and the British Virgin Islands. And the Bahamas is currently up 3-0. The first goal coming courtesy of Marcel Joseph in the 9th minute. The second goal coming courtesy of Leslie St. Fleur, and the last goal scored several minutes ago came from Quentin Carey. Now, before we get to more from this game, prior to tonight's game, we spoke to the players about their expectations.
Form. Can't think about games in the past. In this league format, you're always facing teams with different players. You know, sometimes certain players can't get in. Sometimes they have more players come in, so you don't really know who you're facing. It's the same country, it's the same national team, but it's not necessarily the same players. You know, if you compare this team of ours for Bahamas from our last game in Bonaire, we have a different group of players as well.
I feel honored to play with these guys. You know, I think they're going to probably be picking up a lot of our slack. And, you know, the only thing that I can do is just make sure that they're all playing well, support them as much as I can.
And now, as for the chemistry of the team, as some new players have been added to the mix since the last game.
No, not at all. The FA's been working very closely with the coaching staff to create a new inventive style of play for Bahamian football. So if players are coming into the system, they know what their roles and responsibilities are. They know, you know, if you're a number 7 or number 11, you know what your role is. If you're the number 9, you know what your role is. So it's quite interchangeable.
In sloop sailing news, we are several weeks away from the 4th annual Best of the Best regatta at the Montague foreshore, and organizers holding a press conference earlier today to get the ball rolling for one of the country's premier sailing events.
2019 Best of the Best regatta seeks to continue the evolution of the sport and how it is presented to the public. There's no secret that one of the main goals of this ministry is to secure the designation of sailing as our national sport. Like junk canoe, peas and rice, and fried fish, sloop sailing is intrinsically Bahamian.
And if you loved the action last year, you certainly won't be disappointed with the 2019 edition.
Last few years, we had a few different winners in the different classes. And last year, in the A class, the winner was New Legend, followed by Running Tide, Ed Sky, Rough Justice, and the New Courageous. And all of those boats are going to be here again this year, but I think they're going to be challenged by some other A class that is going to be coming from the east. And of course, in the B class, we had the Susan Chase, skippered by one of our most famous skippers, skipper Mr. Stephen Knowles. The Udeva was second, skippered by Lundy Robinson. You had the Lonesome Dove by Gail out of Abaco, and the Cobra by Dwayne Higgins.
And if you can't make it out to Montague, look no further than here at ZNS Channel 13, as the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas will provide full coverage of the event.
For the past 2 years, the ZNS network has been traveling and broadcasting the activities surrounding various regattas on Exuma, Long Island, and Cat Island. This year will be the first time we will be carrying the on-the-water action, and we are very pleased to have been selected as the official broadcast partner.
Well, it was Championship Wednesday in the BAISS Softball League as 2 games took place simultaneously. Starting up first on the junior boys side, the Queens College Comets. They would avenge their only loss on the season. It would take them 1 extra inning, but they would get the job done on the road, taking the title 10-7.
We practice for this, but I'd like to thank God first for giving the guys the talent to come and defeat these guys on their home ground. But like I said before, we knew from the beginning we had a better team in the league, and the only loss we had was St. Augustine. So this is more sweeter now because they beat us our only loss.
I mean, it feels good. We had to do it together as a team to get the win and secure it against SOC, and so we had to get the revenge from last year because we didn't really do it last year, but we came back out of this year.
We didn't execute. We didn't execute on plays. Our pitcher, he lost control toward the end of the game, which ultimately, between that and lack of defense, we didn't focus on the offensive side coming down to the end of the game with some bunts, some hit and runs, etc., etc. I think we just lost focus toward the end. Even though we were up 4-2, I think it was in the fourth inning. Guys, we lost focus, fell flat, and ultimately we came on the short end of this one.
And in junior girls, the Sac Big Red Machine would bounce back from the Game 1 loss, and in a rout, they would handle the St. John's Green Giants 21-3.
The first thing we did right as a team was played as a team, and we communicated and we talked during the game, and I know within myself that my team and I could beat any other team, so we just played as a team.
Today we actually executed and we listened to our coaches. We hit the ball, we got the plays, we got the outs, and we just played as a team, as Rachel said.
Several of the most recent inductees in the Bahamas Sports Hall of Fame paid a courtesy call to the Minister of Sports today ahead of their big induction ceremony. Several of them shared what the induction means to them, as well as their legacy in their respective sports.
I represented the country for 30 years, and I'm very elated to be awarded this distinguished award.
Softball has been very good in terms of locally as well as internationally. Met a lot of friends, met a lot of persons who've been able to assist in helping the youngsters get to another level. So I'm very much appreciative of this moment to be a part of the 2019 inductees.
Volleyball have done very much for me, and I continue to give back. I am now coaching in the high school. I'm also a coach in Night League, and I also conduct a volleyball camp called Jackie Conyers Back to Basic. It has helped many students to excel in the game, taught them discipline, and now many of them are off to college and who I hope will come back and contribute to further development of the sport.
In volleyball news, the University of the Bahamas Mingos should have had an easy night against the junior national team on Wednesday at the D.W. Davis Gym, but maybe the Mingos took it a bit too easy against the juniors. They had to fight through the deuce and then hold off en route to winning 3 straight sets against the junior national team, 26-24, 25-23, 25-19. Team captain Olivia Culmer on the win.
In the first 2 sets, our service was really off. We didn't have our continuous serve that we usually have, so we were probably at about maybe 65% instead of the 95% that we know that we can be at and that we know we are at. So that was our biggest issue. Our service was much better in the 3rd set, and like I said, I really think everybody's ready to go, so I guess it was time to stop playing around, stop making mistakes, and then just finish it off.
And after announcing that he will take on Russian Magomed Medvedev for the WBA middleweight #1 contendership, Toriano Reno Johnson says he's aging in reverse as he is getting better as he gets older.
You know, and generally, you're going to get older sometimes, but not Toriano. I'm from the Bahamas, We're getting young, but I do feel great. I've learned a whole lot. Sad cases for me, but still a blessing. I'm maturing rather late. My wife always says, you're a late bloomer, but that's a good thing. So being a late bloomer does work out in your best favor. I feel great, feel strong. Yes, I had a lot of injuries, a lot. I can't even explain or give you any details on them, but just understand that the work that you see today isn't Toriano. Just the good Lord Almighty, It's a miracle what I've been able to do, and you will see more miracles to come.
Well, a momentary break in action as the first half recently wrapping up. The Bahamas still currently leads the BVI 3-0. Currently joining me is the Vice President of the Bahamas Football Association, Andre Moss. Andre, just tell me a bit about the 242's performance in the first half.
Oh, it's been very awesome. I'm very pleased at how our men are playing. They look very energetic. They look relaxed, and they are in control of the game for the first half so far. So we're looking for that to continue well into the second half. We need to come away with a victory.
Obviously we're not unfamiliar with the BVI. I played them several weeks ago. Just tell me a bit about the familiarity.
Yes, we played them about 2 weeks ago, and the score was 4-0. We played them in St. Kitts, so this is the second leg of the matchup against them. So once we get past this, on Sunday, we travel to Curacao, whereby we would play Bonaire. And we played Bonaire a little while back, and we beat them 2-0. So hopefully our guys should go in there pretty confident. We have a +5 goal average, and Bonaire has a +1 average. So basically, once we get through the night comfortably, we take care of Bonaire, we'll clinch.
Appreciate it.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
242.
Appreciate it, Andre. Certainly, if you're in the area, you want to make your way on out to the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium, as it's free admission for the game. That's all the time we have here for you in sports. A quick check on weather is up next.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.